Hello, Happy New Year, and welcome to another Level 30 Games review, where today I'll be taking a look at a quality port from the Wii U era in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Stay tuned. This is technically the 6th game in the new series, but it's also technically the same as the 4th and 5th in the series combined. After the success on the Nintendo DS handheld all the way back in 2006, Nintendo moved the series to the uber-successful Wii in 2009 and to the lukewarm at best Wii U in 2012. This takes that same game along with the DLC version of New Super Luigi U and puts them together in a package that boasts 164 levels and up to 4-player frantic fun. Just for full disclosure on this review, since the Switch version was nearly identical to the version that came out 6 years ago, I used footage captured from the Wii U version of the game, more on why towards the end. There isn't so much a story as there is a premise, and it's pretty much the same as it's been since 1985. Bowser kidnaps Peach, and Mario chases after. There are 8 worlds to move through that range from your standard grassy, sandy water levels to mountains, rainforests, clouds, and ultimately Bowser's castle. Even though this take on the Mushroom Kingdom feels very familiar, the level variety is the game's biggest strength. No 2 levels in each world feel the same, even if they share similar enemies and power-ups. Their designs are well thought out, resulting in a sense of fairness when you die. Deaths happen, but they never feel cheap. Every time Mario croaked, it was clearly a result of my actions and mistakes than it was through design. This is something Nintendo excels so well at we take it for granted, but it's why they have been the masters of platforming for over 3 decades. What this doesn't excuse, however, is the presentation of the game. Personally, I find it rather bland. Some call it safe, others call it uninspired. The problem is Nintendo has been using the same visual style in the new series of games since 2006. And again, we take for granted the fact that Nintendo had changed the visual style of the first 4 Mario games every single time. The 5 games in this series all look very similar, and in that sense, they lose their visual appeal much quicker. It's not offensively bad, it's just not exciting. Moving on, mistakes don't happen too often, especially in the first 2/3 of the game, as the difficulty takes its sweet time ramping up. This bodes well for young kids or those less experienced in 2D Mario endeavors, but as a single-player veteran, I was breezing through levels quickly. Speaking of younger players, Nintendo is clearly making things easier by dishing out 1-up mushrooms at a frantic pace. I kid you not, by the time I hit the 3rd level, I had 14 guys. Or lives, or 1-ups. I've always called them guys. If that's just me, okay. Speaking of younger players, selecting Nabbit as a character allows you to bypass enemies, eliminating some of the challenge, but still providing kids a level of success in hitting that flagpole. If you want to play together, venture into 4-player mode, you are in for a treat. Couch co-op is among the very best, and usually results in laughter, tears, and a little cursing. The new Luigi portion of the game becomes a speedrunner's paradise and exercises the timer's frantic mode by starting the clock at 100 seconds at the start of a level. However, despite the emphasis on rushing, these levels are some of the best designed. They are a little more challenging and more fun to play and give a strong sense of accomplishment when done. So I mentioned before I captured from the Wii U version, and here's why. I actually struggled on a decision on whether or not this game warranted a purchase. Now for me, that was a repurchase. $60 hurts more when the game you're spending it on is already sitting on your shelf. Granted, I'd miss out on the handheld play, which really does benefit the level 30 gamer, but that's about it. So I dusted off my Wii U, started playing, and immediately knew I made the right decision. If you missed out on this game the first time around, I think it absolutely warrants a purchase. The game scales well from young to old, and if you have kids in the house, you'll enjoy playing together. The level design is great, even if the presentation is fine. It doesn't offend, but it certainly doesn't impress. Collecting the star coins adds an extra layer of challenge to prolong play, which also opens a secret 9th world, giving you the very best challenges in the game, but once completed, you may not go back. Gameplay-wise, you're looking at a 10 to 15 hour adventure, depending on how much of a completionist you are. For the level 30 gamer, that's perfect, because played in small chunks of time, you'll feel like you get your money's worth for sure. While hardcore gamers can clear this in a long weekend, Mario has never been about getting to the ending, it's about enjoying your time in a Goomba-filled world. Well, that's all for now. As always, thank you for watching. Stay tuned in the future for a short announcement video of some upcoming changes to level 30 games. If you like what you saw, please like, throw a comment in the chat, and subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you in the next level.